Stampers, this is Marie Bennett at blackberriesandcream.net. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to make 2 cards using the Wondrous Wreath stamp set, and these 2 cards were both found on Pinterest and are pinned on my Wondrous Wreath Pinterest board at my site called Wyoming Stampers Anonymous. So if you'd like to see some of the other card creations that I've pinned from other stampers around the world, head on over to my Pinterest board. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Both of the cards that I'm going to make today are using vellum paper, and I've always been kind of afraid of vellum because I always bought vellum at a craft store, and I've recently discovered that not all vellum is created equal. So this is Stampin' Up! Vellum. It's a heavier vellum than what you're going to find at Joann's or Michael's, either one. It's a very good quality vellum. So we're going to use the vellum. We're using this the filled-in wreath image. I'm also going to use the bow and not the berries. So the filled-in image and the bow are the 2 things that I'm going to be using on this card. Okay, so for the filled-in image, I'm stamping this in the Whisper White Craft ink by Stampin' Up! And this stamp is a photopolymer stamp, and it has a little tab at the top right here, and that helps you cut this image out because it has a matching thinlet that you can buy. And so I stamp it with that that little marker pointing straight up. Okay, just want to let it sit there for a minute. Pull it straight off if you can. And that in itself is a pretty image, but we're going to emboss this using the white embossing powder. And I just kind of scoop it under, working one-handed here, so. And then try to knock off the extra embossing powder so you don't have any little stray pieces stuck to your image. Now I'm going to use my heat gun, and I'm going to heat emboss this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've embossed this image, and you can tell by looking at the vellum that it's shiny. Actually, you can't tell very well there. That it's shiny and it looks wet. So all of the embossing powder has been melted and adhered to the vellum. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this wreath out using the framelits that coordinate with the Wondrous Wreath stamp set, and they're called Wonderful Wreath. And it comes with the bow, the word Noel, a little hanger that you can hang the bow from. I think this is supposed to be, poinsettia or some sort of a Christmas flower. The word joy, and then the 2 things that cut out the wreath. So we're going to cut this wreath out. And I line up. I know that I stamped it going with the little guide they provide you with going straight up. So I should be able to get close right there. And then the center one has a matching notch, so I should be able to just kind of put it right in line with the other one, like that. And I'm using my magnetic platform on my Big Shot. Holds them in place perfectly, so I'll take this over, run it through the Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I have put my wreath through the Big Shot, and it cut out a beautiful image for me. And I made 2 because both of the cards that I'm going to be making today have the same basis of the wreath embossed on vellum. Next thing I'm going to need for one of my cards is a bow, and I believe it's done in cherry cobbler, so I'm going to use Versamark for this bow, and I'm going to follow the same procedure. Stamp it in Versamark, but you know, I'm gonna use my embossing buddy here and make sure I don't have any of that white embossing powder left on my vellum. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to make 2 bows just to make sure I get a good one. Like I said, vellum is not my favorite medium, but these cards were so cute that I thought I just have to give them a try. Okay, so I'm going to use this cherry cobbler embossing powder and just kind of shake it around. I don't have 2 of those trays. I kind of wish I did. Okay, so I'll take this over to my heat gun and emboss these, and then I'll be right back. Okay, well I brought my heat gun over so I can show you what it looks like when you're doing heat embossing. You turn your gun on and it'll start getting hot. And as it heats up the ink, or the powder, it changes color and gets glossy. And then when it all looks wet, can I even make it look wet? The lighting is just horrible tonight. I don't know. When it all looks wet, there, now you can tell it looks wet. Then you know that it is finished. Okay, so now I'm ready to cut out the bow, and I follow the same procedure. I start with my magnetic platform and then 1 layer of clear, and then I center my die around the image. And the thing I love about the magnetic platform is once you get it where you want it to be, it's just not going to move. Then I put another clear piece on top and run it through my Big Shot. I'll be right back. Okay, the parts for this card are basically done. On the inside of the card I have layered a piece of Whisper White with the sentiment from the Wondrous Wreath stamp set. And on the outside of the card I have stamped in Whisper White Craft ink the greeting that comes with the Wondrous Wreath stamp set. So now all that's left is to put on our embossed wreath, and it's just going to be kind of centered in the space that is above the greeting. And I have layered it with dimensionals, and then the next thing is going to be to put on the bow, and I think I'm going to use a glue dot for that if I can find my glue dots. I cleaned. That's always a problem. I'll be right back. Okay, so I found my glue dots, and I'm just going to stick 1 glue dot on the back and put the bow about here. And now we're going to use some stickles. I don't have any of the Stampin'Up brand stickles. Can't even remember what they're called, but anyway, this one is called Christmas Red. And I'm just going to add berries in different places around the wreath. Just kind of a little piece of glitter. These stickles are so pretty. Okay, so I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole card, but when I'm done, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so there you have it, the completed card. It's very simple, plain, but it definitely looks handmade and is kind of has a touch of class. So if you like this card, go ahead and give it a try. Okay, this first card was made by Kat Craig, and you can find Kat's blog at catlovespaper.blogspot.ca, which I think means Canada. And this is just a very cute card. I hope you'll give it a try.